stuff. And I was telling you that just you have to do first step, and then everything's going like more easy, because first step is so acting before you're ready. And I realized I use this skill in my life and few times, that you actually not ready when you find yourself in stressful situation where you don't expect that it's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
And this skill at this moment is like showing up. If you have it or you prepare this skill, you can manage and find out what you need to do fast. Without knowing what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So act before you're ready.
Like fight or flight,
Yeah. So there is two ways to do this. First, it's life gonna teach you, like it was with me when I was homeless for 2 weeks. I wasn't prepared for this,
Yeah.
So just kicked me off from the hostel.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? And I have to figure out, And I take off all this bullshit. What people gonna think about me? Because you have a goal. I need to find a place where to sleep, or I'm gonna die. Not die, but it was autumn and it was really cold, and sleep on street was
Not ideal.
yeah. So you just don't have a choice, and you put yourself in this situation, and you discover your true strength. You can manage to handle those things. You start talk with people like you never before. Your conversation became super productive, and you find the weak points of your how to manage, not just by pity, but just having conversation and explaining things and get you what you want, and forget about what people gonna think about. Well, it was tough. So it's first way. It was for free, so I didn't pay for this lesson, but it was really tough.
Life lesson.
Yeah.
Huh?
And second way is you pay for this,
Yeah.
for your trainings, you're learning, you're taking courses, some kind of things, and you pay money, and a coach putting you in pain, and you have pain because you pay a lot of money for this training, and so you're just following because, man, I paid so much money,
Yeah.
It's like better to do this than just go on street, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I was talking about those things, like how I go through it, and the idea of you just take this, like I became homeless, I need to find a place to sleep. You just switch this to something else, Okay, I want to build a gym. Imagine this, you don't have another choice. You have your goal, is that
the only option.
Is that only option, yeah. And then you'll find that you have a fear and doubts. And you start to hunt on these fears, and you take them off one by one. As usual, there's maybe tomorrow. And doubts like this, like what they're gonna think about me, they came from your fear. Fear that as usual was building in your childhood. Something happened in your childhood. Like you get shamed in front of people. I don't know, something happened, and then later on, because of this fear, get in this situation again, you have these doubts, and you don't recognize that this fear is just like a blink of this fear. It's just smaller. But if you will dig in deeper, it's like, wait a minute, why I found this excuse, like why I said, oh, today was not a good day, and you finding excuses. Why actually? Who say that I cannot do this? Where this came from? And when you start to dig deep, you find that it's your fear. You fear to be judged by people. You fear of being fail,
Of being different.
Yeah, or yes, to be like something happened in your childhood, and you're afraid of this happen again. So what you can do, you just write down. You remember your childhood, and then try to write down your 5 or 10 stories of your fear when you were scared, or you feel these destructive thoughts. And then when you write it down, try to analyze how they affect your personality. And then you one by one, you start to face this fear. Just step in this, put yourself in this situation, and try to handle it, not like you was a child, but like you now, like you adult, and you can take care of yourself, and do this one by one. Just step in your fear. So I was like talking about these things and I recorded like, okay, and then I was thinking about we was talking about pain, you know, the breakup, doesn't matter, you lost or something like this, you have this pain and you have two ways. You can like shut it down by drinking or something like this, you know, or you can use it like productive
The
way
energy,
and,
yeah.
push you to do something, to build something new. And I always decide that if I have pain, I have to work on it. I don't have to shut out.
Yeah.
I need to use it because it's so powerful. So
Yeah,
strong.
like we said, you know, pain it's energy. It's how you look at it. It's positive energy, it's negative energy, but it's energy. You can use it to fuel you, or you can use it to drown yourself. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like we both have similar experiences, like pain, heartbreak, you know, and then you take that energy and we channel it, whether it's gym, whether it's your business, or whatever it is, but you use it like it's like a driving, motivating force, you know.
Yeah.
So you're
Exactly.
taking that energy, whether it's good or bad, and you making it what you want it to be, you know. So it becomes good energy. You're fueling it for something good, you know. So
Exactly.
out of that pain, out of that suffering comes a learning experience, you know, self-improve.
Yeah.
It just shows we can get better from anything, you know. You can look at any situation. It doesn't have to be negative. Yes, we human will doubt, we have fears, we have doubts, self-doubt, you know, but like you said, it comes from something, you know, what happened in the past. So we have to look at that and analyze sometimes. Not a lot of people do it, I believe, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my purpose, like be mindful of what are you doing and understand. Once you recognize that I'm doing something like something destructive for myself, for people, like okay, why I need to stop? Why I'm doing this? I can build something with it, you know. I can use this pain for. And second feeling is love. So pain is powerful because you want to get rid of it and it's push you through, you know. And love is like opposite. You're just doing because you want to be in this. You just keep going because you feel so good about it, you know. And you just want to keep this feeling for longer.
But also the way I see, you can look at both more or less the same. Pain is energy, right?
Yeah, it's always energy.
Energy
Yeah.
you can use for motivating. And then love is energy.
Yeah.
It's like you said, you want to do something because you love. So you take that same energy, the pain, and you use it for self-love. You understand? You use it as a motivating or driving force for the thing you love, you know? And that energy now, you're using it productively, you know? And I believe that's where we grow, where we discover things like, you know, I can actually do this, you know? I didn't know I could do this. Or it's not that you didn't know, you didn't realize it. It was always there. The potential is always there.
You just didn't.
You just don't realize it.
Same with fear. Once you take off your fear, you will see that, oh man, I can't do this. I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't try.
Exactly.
You know.
And you know the crazy thing is not sometimes, a lot of times, we are in a comfort zone, like you said.
Yeah.
A comfortable living, you know. So it's not that you can't do a certain thing. You won't step out of the norm because life is so good. You're content, you know what I mean? But then by doing that, you're not realizing your full potential. And then when the hurt or the pain comes, that forces you to step out of your comfort zone. And then you're like, wow, I can actually do this. It's silly because you feel like, I never knew I could do it. No, you didn't realize it was always there, but you never realized it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I always telling that the workout is the perfect way to learn this way, because when you're working out, you're working with pain in your muscles.
Yes.
You know, it's not the feelings, it's just your muscles.
Exactly.
And you train yourself how you can handle this pain.
Yeah.
You know how to live with this pain, how to break through this. It's easiest way. You don't have to do anything. You just need to work and tell yourself, you can do it.
Of course. And with the gym, a lot of people, I won't say most, a lot of people think that gymming, you just come, you work in your body. No, it's a mental discipline, you know?
Yeah.
When you get in this, from being in the gym, from being disciplined in the gym, you learn disciplines in the way you carry yourself, the way you eat, the way you take care of your body, the way you handle stressful situations, the way you conduct your day, you know? Because of these habits in the gym, it stems out to everything you do. On a normal day, you find you have disciplines in your work, you have disciplines in your rest, you have disciplines in your eating, disciplines in the way you handle if you have business, your staff, you know. So there's so much positives that come from training. It's not just training the body, because like to do a set of 10 of anything, it's a discipline that starts here first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to train the mind, like even though there's pain, I need to finish number 10, you know, or sometimes even more, you know. So that same discipline comes into play with tough situations. Your mind is already conditioned for it, like it's hard, but I have X amount of time and I need to hit these numbers. I need to do A, B, and C, you know. So it all stems from what you're doing in the gym. That's the positive that comes from it.
Yeah, and what I like about working out is like you see results, you know.
Exactly.
Because the mental things and all stuff, it's really complicated to see, because it's in your mind, you know. But when you look in yourself in the mirror after
it's motivation.
You're like, oh shit, it's working, you know. That's easiest way to start learn self-discipline. Go and hit the gym.
And that's what I say to my clients, even back home. I say, look, if you want to take yourself seriously, if we call it the bug, I say, if you really want to catch the bug, join the gym and take pictures of yourself. For example, you know, look at your growth. Once you see the level of how you increasing, you catch that bug, man. Then it's I'm not even helping you anymore. It's self-motivation. You want it more and more. I've seen it so many of my clients. Once they see the results, it's all on them. They're doing the work from there. They want more. You understand? So, of course, it's self-preservation. It's self-improvement. When you see the results, you look good. You feel good. You know, there's a lot of things that go up. You know, not just men, women as well.
Yeah.
If we look good physically on the outside, we feel better on the inside.
Yeah, confidence
and
growing.
that confidence shows. That's energy. You know, that's an energy that starts to protrude from inside. It goes out, and people notice, like, hey, what is it about this guy? What is it about this girl? You know what I mean? Like, why do they have the confidence? Look at the way they walk. Look at the way they carry themselves. Look at the way they talk. So it's also physical, you know. And people see with their eyes. They don't just see themselves. They see other people around them. They notice things.
Yeah,
you know. And there's so many positives that come from being in the gym. You know, like even people who have stress in their minds, mental situations and stuff. I always say that gym is the best release, you know, because when we're training, when you're in any kind of exercise, we release toxins from the body, you know. That's the best way, one of the quickest ways to relieve yourself of bad toxins, you know. And you feel good, endorphins. That's what you get.
Yeah, man. I mean, today is day 20. I'm doing like my first second 2 sets of 20 pull-ups.
Yeah.
It's so hurting here, you know.
But
I'm just doing it, you know.
You're motivated, you're pushing through it,
Then it's going easier. I can do more. I can do 200. I know just I need to do 10 days more, and I need to keep my energy.
Push it,
you know? But I feel great. Apart of this pain, I feel like I'm like Superman, you know.
Yeah, of course, bro.
I woke up today. I was like, oh, I'm so sleepy. I did 20, and I'm still like, I didn't take a nap, nothing, you know. It's just like energy is coming up when like just.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Even for us working on ships, it's tiring. Yes, like the times, the hours it gets to you, and we're on ship for a long time. Our contracts are long. It becomes, how can I say? It's like repetitive, you know. Same things
routine,
over and over, routine. So even mentally, we get very tired, you know. And especially like lately for me, I'm coming like really late to the gym, but that's like the best time for me. I'm tired, yes, but once I get in there and once I get the gym done, you know, that's the best feeling. When you've done the workout, you know, you're not coming at your best, you know, but you're giving it your best. For me, I'm coming when I'm like, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, you know, like energy levels are low. It's not ideal, but for me, I come in and then I put in the work, you know, and I leave the gym feeling like accomplished. Like I pushed myself. Even though I'm tired, I wake up in the morning like, oh, I'm so tired, you know, I wish I could get a day off.
You remember when we just started talking, just 1 month ago.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I came and said, yeah, before I had motivation to gym.
Exactly, the
no.
conversation we had, you know?
Yeah,
Because
and then what happened now? Huh?
and
Does it
even
come
you
back?
know, like every time we come in, we motivated, right?
Yeah.
But before, remember what I told you, like, I'm doing it, but I don't have the motivation, you know?
Yeah,
Like
so
I
what
go
hap-
through
what
those
happened?
periods.
What happened?
So after our conversation, like I started thinking about, man, what can I do to change the situation? Like I should come earlier. I'd look for the earliest time after my working period, you know, like a more convenience. And then I come in and I'm doing the same workouts. It's monotonous. It's the same thing over and over. So humans, we get bored of things as well, you know. And I'm training now.
So I pushed you to think about this way,
Yes,
but
of
you
course.
know answer, right? You
Yes.
know answer. You just need a little bit kick to do
Exactly.
this
So I
things,
said,
you know?
man, what can I do to excite myself about gym? I said, let's step out of the comfort zone because now I'm doing it for like 13 years. We know you hit these plateaus. We hit these periods where it's like you're stuck, you know,
Yeah.
and everything just feels the same. So then you think back, okay, what can I do to
Yeah,
challenge
that's
myself?
another thing, you know. I started to write a book 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Or
you
4
were
days,
saying.
yeah. So when I was one of the chapter, it was about the habits that can help you to become successful. And one of the first of one habits that I developed is asking right questions. When you ask yourself right
The right
questions,
questions, yes.
you will find the answer, or you will find the like where to find answer.
Yeah.
You know. And so you ask yourself how I can motivate
Yeah, one
myself.
conversation. Remember, it was one conversation, and then
And you ask yourself right
I asked
questions.
myself like, okay, what can I do to change this? I need something to excite me again about gym because if you're doing anything for 13 years, I don't care
Yeah.
how good you are, it will become boring at some point, you know. And then I thought about when I was doing CrossFit training, like I enjoyed the compound movements, a lot more explosive movements, you know, and incorporation of static movements, compound movements, you know, with hit workouts. And then I just started implementing it again, you know. So I step out of my comfort zone. Okay, I'm not going to train early. I'm going to go for the later sessions. I know it sounds silly, but I'm a lot more tired, so it makes the workout more challenging. Like I know I'm going to go in there. It's not just going to be about pushing the weights. I have to challenge myself because
Yeah, exactly.
I've got compound movements, I've got hit movements, hit workouts that I'm doing. And even you doing the pull-ups, you do 100 every day.
Yeah.
100 pull-ups every day, right? That's
Yeah.
mental also.
Yeah.
So for me, I try and run on the treadmill every day, you know? I used to do it before, but just remember I told you when I used to compete. So there's a lot more cardiovascular that goes in there. But I said, no, let me implement it now into what I'm doing. So a lot more cardiovascular movements. And I enjoy it. So I know I have my static movements and then I have my hit or my cardiovascular, you know? To increase the workout, increase the workload.
That's the thing. It's called the flow. When you acting on edge of your ability,
Yeah.
you know, but it's not too hard that it's impossible. It's like on edge, you know.
Yes.
This is your limit, and you acting like here,
Yeah.
or maybe a little bit up, and you're
push
still
back,
hitting.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
still hitting this,
Exactly.
and it's like it's challenging you. It's exciting you, even if you're in pain. You know where you want to go. There's few options you need to know, like where you exactly want to be. Second, it's time limiting, and then the third one, it should be challenging for you. You know,
Yes.
like, it's not should be so easy because it's got more. And once three things will come together, you in the flow, and it's the best state of mind that you can have. You know,
Yes.
to be in the flow because it's so exciting, even if it's painful. You
Exactly,
just
and
want to be.
since we started talking, yes, there's been moments in my life like, what can I call it? Star moments, you know, moments that you remember, like you push yourself and you realize like, oh, you know, like I can really do these things. But now being conscious of it, you know,
Yeah.
intentively pushing yourself, you know, that's something I never did a lot in my past. But now, like purposely, you push yourself intensely, with intention, you doing it on purpose, you know.
You're welcome.
Exactly, brother. And it's a drive, you know, it's a motivation because it, like we said, it stems from the gym, and then you find in every aspect, in everything you're doing, you apply the same methods, you know. You're like, no, let me push myself. I think I can do a little bit more here. I know my limit, but let's see if I can go past it. You know? And the best time you learn, or the best time we learn, is when you push out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You
Now
push
I
past
want
your
to do
limit.
50 more.
Go for it, bro. Like we're just talking, I finished the beep test. It's strenuous on, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm tired. And I said to my manager, he's like, let's go to the bar and drink. I'm like, nah, I'm going to the gym. And he looked at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. I just want to see if I can push a little more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I've done already like very intensive workouts on the back deck 30, and then I came back here and I'm gonna push a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? Exactly.
Challenge yourself, you know what I mean?
Do whatever you can, man. Nice talk.